Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, where it's a kind of a bit of a miserable mid-April day. I have the week off from work this week, and I thought that I would get loads of gardening done, but this is my first time out in the garden this week, and I am just starting to feel overwhelmed. We're mid-April. Spring is like really ramping up. There's lots of stuff happening, and I am certainly feeling like quite overwhelmed with like there's this to do and this to do and these sowed seeds to sow and this to plant out and this. Yeah, is anybody else here in this place with me where it's just like, oh my god, there's so much? So I'm resetting, and this is my reminder to you that you don't have to do everything. There's still loads of time, plenty of time to get everything done. Not everything has to be done at once. It has to be manageable. If you've been following my channel for a while, you'll remember that I have set myself some priorities for this year, and that includes being self-sufficient in lettuces, tomatoes, spring onions, fresh herbs, and I think that was it. There might have been one other, but whatever it was, it's not so important that I can ever remember it. So in April, when all of the books and the internet and other influencers are saying sow these things, and there's like a list of 100 things, I keep coming back, and the way that I am dealing with this overwhelm is to focus on my priorities. So whilst I have just brought out a whole load of seeds to sow and found a whole load more already in the shed waiting for me, I am only going to sow from the top of my priority list downwards. I need to make a bit of space in the shed because it's starting to get chaos in here, and I've got some things that are ready to go out in the garden already, my sweet peas. So that's what I'm going to do, and that is how I am going to approach these moments when it just feels like there's so much to get done and I'm already behind. I'm just going to stop, take a breath, and think about all the things that could be done, which things align with my priorities in the garden this year. And so I offer that to you if you are also in the same place or a similar place and starting to feel really overwhelmed by everything that you could do in the garden. So what that looks like for me today, last time I was with you, I haven't filmed for a little while actually. I was away, and then I wasn't feeling very well. Or I wasn't feeling very well and then I was away, is the exact sequence of events. So it's been a little time since I've been with you. I have done some gardening. I did gardening without you. I hope you can forgive me. But the weather has been really nice in the UK, and so it's been possible to just pop out in a few moments between work or on my lunch break and just get little jobs done in the garden. It's not worth setting up my camera and filming that for you. So a few things have changed. I will film an April allotment tour, not today, but probably before I go back to work from this time off, just to update you on some of those things. But the last time I was with you, I was sowing tomatoes, a couple of cucumbers and some aubergines. So the aubergine, none of the aubergine germinated. None of the cucumbers germinated. And probably about 50%, maybe slightly less, of the tomatoes germinated. So I'm just going to go again. I've got all of these little pots. I'm going to water those and just put new seeds into the pots and take them back to the propagator and go again. So that is a job that I will do today. I have sown... There's not really enough space for this. I've sown some basil. That hasn't come up yet, but I need to, the coriander has, that I sowed several weeks prior, but only a couple of seeds have germinated, so I'm going to do another coriander. I have some seed. I've got, these are all the tomatoes. I found all the tomatoes. All of the tomatoes are now reunited. I'm going to do coriander. I'm going to do another tray of spring onions because none of the spring onions germinated, which I think I didn't think they were going to at the time. Then I have found, I'm going to do some more lettuce. I'm getting loads of lettuce. I sowed some late lettuce at the back end of last summer, early autumn. Didn't really do much over winter, but is now really abundant. So I'm kind of already self-sufficient in lettuce, which is really good. And just by accident, found the leek seeds. And I have found several packets of beetroot. So as second priority, I will sow leeks and beetroot. Got two types of leek actually. I will sow leek and beetroot for, the leeks really will be for an autumn cropping. The beetroot just because I really like to eat it. And I might do some chard with that as well. But only if I have time. And then I've got a whole stack of things that I can optionally get to if I feel so inclined. That includes calendula, nasturtium, some courgettes. I've got 1, 2, 3 types of courgette, marigolds, and some more cucumbers. So, and I'd probably prioritise the flowers over the vegetables if we get that far. And if not, that might be things that I come to later in the week when I've just got 5 minutes and I'm looking for a job to do. I can come and work my way through that stack. I've got, I would like to at some point finish planting the potatoes. I've got 1 whole packet of Maris Piper, a couple of Maris Piper, and 1 lonely salad potato. Probably just should have put that in a bucket with the others. And the sweet peas are ready to go out, so I'm going to do, I think I'll start with the tomatoes and work my way backwards. Hope to make some space. With the tomatoes, okay, I'm just going to make some space in the shed so I don't fall over, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so what you can see that I'm doing here, hello, I have, these are just all of the pots that didn't have successful germination last time. There you go, you can see it better now and you can get some light on it. So I have just dropped these into water so that they can rehydrate the soil. Some are nearly ready already, and I'm just going to put a new seed inside them. Some people probably would prefer not to do it like this, but I think it works perfectly fine for me. So if you would prefer to dump out all of this compost and start with fresh, then by all means do. But this has proven quite successful for me in the past. I'm just using the tip of a paintbrush. Don't know where this came from. It's been in my shed for years, being used as a dibber for the plants, and I shall just pop a seed in there. The decision is what seeds. So I am going to use some of my saved seed, I think. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's my dibber? 4 in there. And that was saved seed from 2023 of the variety Grushovka, I'm pretty sure. I've got 2 seeds each, just in case. Okay, I'm not going to try, I don't think, to re-sow any aubergine. I think I'll just, you can pick them, I'll be able to pick one up in the garden centre probably May, June time, rather than trying to it's getting a bit late for the aubergines, so, but I've got loads more. Do I want to grow anything else? I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, for the tomatoes, and I will move on to the cucumber. Wherever I just put that seed. These are Market More, and again, this is older seed, but this is my last packet of older cucumber seeds, so I'm going to give it a go. And if I don't get any success, I can justify buying more seed anyway, because these really are the last of the cucumber seeds. And if anybody is new here, I have so many seeds. I'm so drowning in seeds that I am refusing to buy anything until I have used up every last one that I already have. I'm actually going to do 6 of these. 8. Why not? I've got enough. And I'm trying to push the cucumber seed because they're flat, you see? I'm trying to push them on their side, and that is supposed to help give them time to germinate before they rot, because being flat they tend to get stuck and hold on to water and just rot before they've had time to do anything. Oh, I think I needed one more seed there. These seeds are tiny, teeny wee, look, you see? I put 2 in that one, but I've only put 1 in all of the others. Okay, And I have got 3 pots left, so maybe I will try for some aubergine and just see what happens. I've got 4 aubergine seeds left, so this feels serendipitous. I'm going to put 2 in one pot and 1 in each of the others. Okay, and they are all ready to go and find homes in the heated propagator inside. Next up we've got lettuce. Oops. So I'm just going to put them in a pot like this. So I've just filled the pot, not all the way, and I'm going to press that down so it's nice and firm. And I'm going to grab one of these packs of lettuces open, which is this one. I sowed this last time, so maybe, just maybe, I can justify opening another packet. This is, I have no idea how to pronounce that, Lobioites green cos. If anybody knows how to pronounce this, feel free to tell me. Very fine seed, looks like bird seed. And I'm going to pop this in the little pool of water that's accumulated in this tray. And I'm just sprinkling, a very light sprinkling over the top. Let the water come up from underneath whilst I'm writing the label. Sprinkle some extra compost over the top to cover it up and press that down firmly and leave this one just in the water to get wet. Okay, we're doing good, we're doing good. Where do we go next? I'm going to use another small pot, this sort of size, for coriander. I'm going to do exactly the same with the coriander as I did with the lettuce. This is the coriander seed that I have. There's not a lot left in here, so I suspect this will be everything. Yeah. There's only a very few seeds in there, really. right over the top. Let the water draw up from underneath by dropping or just sort of placing the pot in a little pool of water whilst I write the label. Whew. I'm doing really well, chaps. This is going great guns. The next one is a bit more complicated because it is the spring onions. I've been getting really bad germination from the spring onions because the seed is really old, and I think they take quite a long time to germinate anyway. I last planted spring onions. Hello, let me just move this. I've just checked the greenhouse and I last sowed spring onions in March. I did not write the date. So it might have been quite early in March. And yeah, I've had no germination at all. So I think I'm going to do another whole tray from this. This is a different packet. This is not the same variety. I was using up the White Lisbon last time, and this is Ramrod. So I'm going to do a whole tray of this and hope for the best. Just move the other seeds out of the way, so hopefully it's easier for you to see. So this is a 15 module tray that at some point I would have bought some plug plants in, probably something like marigolds, and I have used for several years as a seed tray. You can use these, they're not the best plastic. They will eventually start to break. But I do get as much use out of them as possible before that time. Okay, so this is the last packet of spring onions that I need to get through. So I'll be buying more after this. And then we'll have fresh seed and hopefully a bit more success with the harvest. Quite a lot of seeds left in here though, but I am going to sow generously. I always sow spring onions in little clumps, so sort of 5-6 seeds in each. I'm not even counting actually, just sprinkling in plenty. They're really nice to multi-sow. I'll do the same with the beetroot and the leeks, because it saves you the effort of succession sowing, because you just pull out the big one and leave the smaller ones to catch up. There we go. Oh, and I've still actually got some left in there. So if these do germinate, then there'll be a second sowing. Do a label. What did we decide this was? Spring onion ramrod. Push it down so there's nice even contact with the soil for the seeds, and we just keep our fingers crossed for this one. What will be, will be. I'll go and pop this in the tray outside so that they can get some water on them, and then we'll be back for the next ones. Okay, last seed tray that I'm going to do, because I am getting bored now, is this one. This is a 40, I think. .40, 5/8. Yeah. And I am going to fill this up first. These trays are from Containerwise, and they're really good quality. They're designed to be reused. They're designed to be usable for years. I bought mine in the pandemic, and I think at that time they were still only really operating wholesale, so you had to buy quite a few at a time. And I checked their website more recently, and you can now buy individual trays. So I think I had to buy 5 as a minimum order. So I've got quite a lot of these, and I do recommend them. If you're looking to invest, then this is definitely a worthwhile investment. These aren't any of the fancy Charles Dowding or any of the other branded gardener trays that you've got. Hugh, what's his chops, also has his own range. Sorry, Hugh, there's no way you're ever going to watch this, but sorry that I forgot your name. These are just the generic Containerwise ones, and they are, in my opinion, the best ones. Squashing them down. Really annoyingly, I bought last year a little device which is for the squishing down of pots, only of course it's that shape and these are this shape and it doesn't work, so I'm still doing it with my hands. It was a complete waste of money. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way because then I've got 5 rows. I'm going to do beetroot, leeks, and 1 row of chard. So let's go with the leeks first. Oh, hands are getting a bit soily. I am wearing my gardening trousers. They are specially selected to be able to withstand dirt and wiping my hands on them. The leek seeds look a lot like spring onions, which makes sense. They are all alliums, right? This is a variety called Bleu de Soleil Hardy Leek, and I bought those from Real Seeds. Again, I am multi-sowing these, so I'm putting several seeds, 5, 8 seeds in each tray. And then this is organic morceau de carenatin, an autumn leek, also French. If you cannot tell by my beautiful pronunciation. Okay, beetroot. I've got Touchon Gold. Can you see? Which will also be multi-sown. It's a bit easier to know how many seeds you've got in this one, so I'm aiming for 5. And this is Sanguina beetroot. This is a red variety. Okay, and then the last one is going to be rainbow chard. These seeds, if you've not seen them before, are very like the beetroot seeds because they do come from the same family. I don't have many. Ooh. So there's a lot of dirt in here as well. I'm just going to put a couple in each because they're leafy. They can be multi-sown, but they can have a bit more space as well. I'm actually just gonna, yeah, that's it. So I've got 2 left, in fact. Write the label, don't just rub out the previous one. I'm going to put a couple of surprise marigolds. Again, not very many left. So I'm just going to use up the packet in there. Okay, covering them over, I'm going to be a bit careful. I don't want the seeds to travel between the trays, so I'm just taking a pinch of compost into the top of each. So it's a bit more of a fiddly job, takes a bit more time than if they were all the same, and I wouldn't mind so much, but and I'm just going to take 2 fingers and just press down into each tray. Depending on the angle, sometimes it makes sense to use the finger pads for this job as well. Okay, done. Time to get some outside jobs done. These are going to go in the greenhouse and I will meet you outside. Look, we've got our first potatoes, so they're going to need to be covered up. that's going to be it for today. I have achieved quite a lot, but it is well past lunchtime and I'm quite hungry, so I'm going to go in and make myself something to eat. I'm going to write up my notes of everything that we've sown today, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to let me know what it is that you've been up to in your gardens this week, and do all of the things that YouTube likes. Like, comment and subscribe this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.